Imagine being invited to a simple cup of tea where you believe you're going to be drinking and talking casually, but instead you take part in a slow, silent ritual that can last hours, where every movement has a specific purpose and every item has a specific meaning. The Japanese take part in a cultural tea ceremony that is a deeply symbolic practice that reflects the essential aspects of the Japanese culture. Learning about the special tea ceremony helped me see how even something as simple as making tea can be a special tradition that helps keep a culture alive. To show everyone how the tea ceremony represents the Japanese culture as a whole, I will explain the 4 key principles that it's based on, the significant practice, and how it has helped preserve traditional Japanese arts. Now let's talk about the 4 key principles that will guide every tea ceremony. Every tea ceremony in the Japanese culture is reflected on harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Harmony, the setting which encourages a balance between people, nature, and objects, an example of which would be seasonal flowers, natural materials, and even the tea bowl is chosen to reflect harmony with season and guests. Respect, everyone that is involved shows a deep respect to each other, the tools, and the space itself, an example of which would be the tea scoop and cloth are both treated with respect. Purity, the host and guest undergo a physical and mental purification prior to the ceremony, washing hands, removing shoes, and even cleansing every tool. Tranquility is the 4th and final principle that can only be reached after completion of the 3 prior, which brings peace and stillness. The principles not only shape the ceremony, but also reflect the spiritual Japanese culture. During the tea ceremony, a meditative and spiritual experience occurs and is rooted in Zen Buddhism. Presence and mindfulness are reached with the quiet and slow pace of the ceremony, which is also a living form of meditation. The room itself should be simple and plain, reflecting wabi-sabi, the Japanese aesthetic of finding beauty in meditation. Example would be, a crack in a tea bowl isn't a flaw, but it's a story appreciated through the philosophy of wabi-sabi because it's about finding true beauty in an imperfection. The entrance to the tea room is a small door requiring all guests to bow, symbolizing humanity and equality. Silence during the tea ceremony encourages soul-searching and self-awareness, which is another form of meditation. As shown here is the wabi-sabi, and it's the simple and plain tea ceremony room. And we also have a required bow before every entrance, which shows a young man bowing to be purified to show humanity and equality. Now that we have seen the routine the tea ceremony is, it's a special practice. Let's explore how it keeps traditions alive. The tea ceremony is smooth and beautiful, keeping many traditional Japanese arts alive. Handmade tea bowls, also known as chowan, from different regions are used, appreciated, and valued. Some examples of Japanese arts include calligraphy, with Zen sayings hung in the tea room, floral arrangements in the alcove, and kimonos are worn as Japanese attire. According to the Urasenki Foundation, many families pass down the utensils from the tea ceremony as heirlooms. As we've seen, the Japanese tea ceremony is more than just drinking tea. It is a living embodiment of Japanese philosophy, spirituality, and tradition. Today, I have explained to everyone how the tea ceremony reflects Japanese culture through the 4 guiding principles, its spiritual depth, and its role in preserving their traditional arts. I hope with understanding this ritual, you can see how something as simple as having tea can serve as a powerful vessel for culture, mindfulness, and beauty. So the next time you sit down and take a sip of tea, remember, it could be an invitation to not just drink, but to reflect, connect, and truly be present. Thank you.